Good evening, everyone. I I want to welcome everybody to this opening lecture of our data analysis. I'm just trying to set up the live, and you can indicate where you are watching us from, so that I will know where my students are actually joining from. I think we'll just exercise a little bit patient, and let's wait for others that are yet to join the live section. So for the sake of those that are actually here, okay, I'm seeing Portable Temi from Lagos mainland, and that person Ikorodu Uyo Yola. That's actually a beautiful one. Yeah, Elias Abubakar. Salute to. Welcome, sir. Yeah, my brothers from Kaduna. Good evening, Nathaniel. Good evening, Ikorodu. So we are having two persons from Ikorodu. Olatuji is from Ikorodu. I think Eva Naughty too is from Ikorodu. Kaduna is taking the lead. We have about 3 persons from Kaduna now. So all right, I think even before the live section, we've been having um, an orientation course on the group in the group F1, where I basically threw some light on some questions that was asked in my DM, and I also give some brief explanation about who a data analyst is. Okay, Kaduna, we are having Kaduna. Kaduna is taking the lead. I think we have about 5 persons now from Kaduna. Okay, Niger. I've not seen Kogi. Oh. Yeah, our Kogi guys. Okay. So I think I've given um brief basic introduction to who a data analyst is. And I'm always saying that if you are proficient in Excel or in any of the data analysis tool, it doesn't make you an analyst. Let me just tell you. So don't confuse yourself. Maybe just because you know how to navigate your way around Microsoft Excel or SPSS, or maybe you're a programmer, you know how to write codes on Python, or you are a BI operator and you take your data analysis. There is much more to just knowing your way around Microsoft Excel. And I was telling you, although we can't actually do without Microsoft Excel, because Microsoft Excel is actually an integral part of data analysis. You need it to analyze your data, to do your statistical calculation, and some other things. But there is this very important aspect which we are going to be treating for the next, I think, either 4 to 5 days. So we are going to deal with the fundamental aspect of data analysis, where we'll be looking at the introductory aspect. Then we'll look at some of the terminologies. We familiarize ourselves with the stages of data analysis, the method of analyzing, and some other important aspect that we'll be dealing with. And I told you that this is actually what makes you a data analyst. All we are doing here today is what makes you a data analyst. The tool, the practical section will actually come later. And I told you guys that for those of us that is going to make it alongside with us to the next phase, which is the practical aspect, we are going to commit a good number of days in the practical aspect, which will range from either 2 to 3 weeks, because that too is actually an important aspect. So we are going to walk you through the step-by-step process to navigate your way around Microsoft Excel, and how to navigate your way Microsoft Excel, how to do your computation, how to analyze pattern, how to identify trend, how to interpret, summarize your descriptive analysis, and exploratory analysis. We are going to look at so many other things. Are you getting it now? And it's possible we won't be following the trend of the normal Microsoft Excel, because we are going to focus on that aspect that has to do with data analysis. I'm seeing somebody saying data scientist and data analysis. These are 2 different things. I think somebody asked the same question on the group, and I explained that data scientist is different from a data analyst. An analyst is someone who actually possesses the quality, who analyze, interpret, and derive a meaningful insight from a data set. Why data scientists? We said all data, and I actually bring out a theory that all data scientists are data analysts, and not all data analysts are data scientists. The scientists go further to create models, use advanced machine learning tools to forecast what will actually happen in the future and the proper solution. Are you getting it now? But the data analyst can just focus on what happened, why did this happen, what will happen in nearest future, and um, some other processes. But that of data scientists actually goes further to like develop models and use some advanced machine learning to find solution, to forecast what will happen in the nearest future and actually find solution to it. Okay, now let's just wait a bit more for others to join before we will continue. I'm having a slow connection here. So like I said, Kaduna is actually taking the lead. We have about six, not more than that, 6 to 7 Kaduna participants from Kaduna. Okay, now for those that have already gotten their handout, and I told you guys that in our live session today, what we are simply going to talk about is just the data analysis. Then the essence of data analysis, who is a data analyst, and the meaning of data analysis. Then if you can open up your handout. I'm having mine with here, so I'll be reading directly from the handout. Then where necessary, I'll pause and explain. You can ask your question from the comment section. So now the first aspect that we're going to look at from the handout, we have what is data analysis. I think this is the most important aspect. What is data analyst? And we said on the handout, data analyst is the I'm seeing somebody saying he has no handout. If you have no handout, kindly chat after the live session. You can send me a message via my WhatsApp. From the group, you can send me a message and I will send your handout to you. So now on the handout, I said data analysis is the intellectual and technical process. Data analysis is the intellectual and technical process. You see, even from the first phase of the definition, it combined both the tool and the intellectual aspect of data analysis. And it has actually affirmed what I've been saying, that the tool is a different thing entirely. And knowing the tool alone, knowing the technical process of you using a particular tool to analyze your data do not actually makes you a data analyst. Are you getting it? The intellectual aspect, in the sense that are you getting it now? The intellectual aspect in the sense that you have this analytical reasoning, statistical thinking, to actually bring one or two data sets together. You analyze them, you draw your you visualize them where necessary, you summarize them, and you are able to actually derive. Are you getting it now? You are able to derive meaningful insight from this data. This is actually what makes you a data analyst, and that is the intellectual aspect. Are you getting it now? So now it combines these two qualities, the intellectual aspect and the technical process, which involve you manipulating your data, either with the Microsoft Excel or SPSS and some other data analysis tool that we have. Are you getting it now? So now data analysis is the process of inspecting. You cleaning. Are you getting it now? It's the process of inspecting, cleaning, transforming, and modeling data with the primary goal of discovering useful information. This is just the primary goal of your data analysis. Are you getting it now? This is just the process. This is the essence of you analyzing data, is for you to derive insights, a meaningful insight. In some definition, you get it like this: that data analysis is the process of you analyzing a meaningless data. There are some definitions that actually go this way. It's the process of you transforming raw data, a meaningless data, in the sense that the data is meaningless. To a layman, it's meaningless at that point where it has not go through any statistical or analytical process or framework. It's meaningless. It's raw. You can either refer to it as raw data or meaningless data. To a layman, is meaningless. Are you getting it now? If the word meaningless is being used for a layman, it's meaningless to a layman. They are not referring to you, a data analyst. Because to a meaningless person, the person might look at it that, to a layman, the person might look at it that the information is meaningless. The data is meaningless. Let's take, for example, now. Let's assume this is actually a live physical class, and I want to start a particular business. I don't just want to assume that, okay, maybe if I start selling drinks and bread, it will be profitable. Maybe I want to start something. I'll be confident enough that when I start it, I'm going to make gain and I'll be profitable. I might actually contract a data analyst to help me analyze based on the information that will be available for him and advise me which business can I start. Wait, somebody is saying something. I think somebody sent a message that the Facebook link. Please, how many of us joined from the WhatsApp group here? Somebody sends a message that the Facebook link is not coming up. It's not coming up for them to join the live. So how many of us here actually joined from the WhatsApp group? Let me see. I don't know what's happening. The link is not working. Everybody's saying everybody is saying from the group that the link is not working. What's happening? The link is not working. To help me analyze based on the information that we have. Okay, somebody joined from the. Let me see. I'm getting several messages that the link is not coming up. I don't know. I've gotten so many messages that the link is not working. When I click, it's not opening up. No wonder. So I don't know what's happening. I joined from the WhatsApp group. Okay. I joined from the WhatsApp group. Okay, let's just continue. I think I don't know, maybe the problem might be from their device. I don't really know. Where did I even stop, Seth? Someone should remind me where I stopped. Don't worry, if you cannot join the live, I'm going to download the video and I'll upload to my YouTube channel. Somebody too said he joined from the WhatsApp group. So I was explaining something that the intellectual aspect and the technical aspect, the link is active. Thank you. So the intellectual aspect and the technical aspect, they actually work together. Are you getting it now? And where was I? Modeling data with discovering useful information. I think I was trying to explain a data being meaningless and a data being useless, a data being raw. And I was saying that some definition, you might actually come across some definition that they will say is the process of is the ability for you to process a raw, meaningless or useless data. Are you getting it now? To discover useful information. Are you getting it? So now, the word meaningless and raw there. Raw in the sense that, okay, raw in the sense that the data has not undergone any analytical process or any statistical framework. It has not undergone any analytical process. Are you getting it now? And it is meaningless in the sense that it's meaningless to a layman, but you as a data analyst, it's not meaningless to you. Are you getting it? And I was trying to cite a practical example that, for example, this live class now, let's assume it's a physical class, and I want to start a particular business, but I don't want to venture into a business with an assumption that, okay, maybe if I start selling drinks and maybe bread or biscuits, I'm going to make profit. I actually want a professional to actually analyze the situation and advise me properly on the kind of business to go into. So now I can contract a data analyst. Then now, and I will tell him that, okay, this is what I want. This is the problem at hand. Now, when you contract a data analyst and you tell him that, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to start a business. I want you to analyze using whatever means you can to analyze and tell me the kind of business that I should go into. Are you getting it? So now, this is a problem. To a data analyst, we refer to it as a problem. And I told you that the first stage of data analysis is problem identification. So if you have identified this as a problem, the next step is data collection. And in between these two stages, there is one important aspect that lies in between these two stages, which is you identifying the kind of data that you need to collect. Are you getting it? For those of us that have gotten the handout, if you observe the project question at the last page, you will notice that there is need for you to identify the kind of data that you will be collecting that will aid you to properly analyze and give solution. Are you getting it now? So the person said he wants to start a business, there is need for you to identify the kind of data that you need to collect that will form your data set. And this is where the critical thinking, the analogical thinking, and statistical reasoning actually comes to play. You need to sit down, you need to think, which kind of data do I need to collect? Are you getting it now? Which kind of data do I need that will form my data set? Which kind of data value do I actually need? How that will form your data set that you are going to analyze and give this person that, okay, go into maybe biscuits or bread. Are you getting it now? Because the person he doesn't want to deal with assumption. He wants a data-driven decision that actually guide him. Are you getting it? So now there is need for you to now think and come up with your data set. Are you getting it? Then now you can decide that, okay, maybe the first thing I need to do is for me to get the statistic or the information of those that are present in the class here. That is number one. Once I've gotten the information of those that are present, then the next thing for you to do is you get the information of those that attend class, as in the information of those that actually attend class with money. This is second. Then you now get the information of those that whenever they attend class, they always buy something. You also need to get the data of those that, okay, they go outside to buy something, what they do go outside to buy, what they like to eat. Are you getting it? When the class is going on, these are information. These are the data that are going to form your data set. After you must have gotten the information of those that are in class, the information of those that comes with money, and the information of those that actually stand up or maybe during break time, they go out to buy something, what they normally buy, how often do they buy those things. Are you getting it? So there is need for you to gather up all this information. It is this information you now analyze, you now advise the person that wants to start a business that, okay, this is what you need to go into. Maybe after you did your descriptive data analysis, from your descriptive data analysis, you now found out that those that actually goes out to buy bread and mineral, they are much in number. Are you getting it? Those that actually bring money to the class, they are also much in number. So with this analysis now, it all depends. Maybe you as a data analyst, you might have another data value or data that you can actually. This one is just a practical example for our class. So in your own case, you might have some diverse data that you can actually use to form your data set to analyze and give solution. Are you getting it? So now, with the help of the data set that you have organized, you'll be able to analyze, see the trend. Are you getting it? See the trend. You look at the pattern. Then you now advise this person that, okay, go into this. You can even go as far as telling the person the days that he will be more profitable. He will be more profitable. You can even go as far as telling the person that, okay, maybe on Friday, because it's a shorter day, people don't normally come to classes with maybe much money. They don't even eat. All this will be derived from your data, from your analysis, not assumption. You don't just assume. Are you getting it? So now in the process of collecting data, some person might actually look at it as a meaningless information. Let's say, for example, now you just point somebody, help me go around. Are you getting it? Help me go around, take note of what everybody here is eating. In data analysis, we have different way of collecting data. I said it earlier that we have the questionnaire, we have the interview. You can approach them and ask them, hello sister, what do you like? As in, whenever you come to class, like, do you normally eat something? Do you buy? How much do you come with? Are you getting? The person might be skeptical that, why is this person asking me such question? Or maybe the person that you sent, who is not a data analyst, might look at it that, hey, waiting this one I want use all this information do. To him, is a meaningless information. He's looking at it that, okay, why are you asking somebody what has the person eaten in the class, or how much did he or she come with? To him, it might be a useless information. It might be a meaningless information. But you, as a data analyst, with this critical and analytical thinking, you know that, okay, this is a valued information. Are you getting it now? It's a valued information. It's an intelligent information that you can analyze and transform into a meaningful one. Are you getting it? So that is what it means by a data being raw, being meaningless. To a layman, it is. But to you as a data analyst, it is not. Are you getting it? So I was explaining that we have several ways. Through using interview, you can actually interview them that, okay, hey, what did you eat? How much is with you? How much did you normally bring to classes? Or you can use the observation method, in the sense that you don't ask any question, you just observe. You observe and you notice that, okay, this person eats bread today. The other person eats biscuit. The other person eats buns, and the rest of it. Okay, now, because we promise that this class is going to last for like 30 minutes, and we are almost taking up to we have almost eat up the 30 minutes, and we've not even finished explaining who a data analyst is. Okay, now let me just summarize, then we can go back to our group to continue the lesson, since some of us are even complaining that they can't join the live. The essence of the live is just for we to come on live, let's know ourselves and do one or two, then we can go back to our group and continue the class with the option which you guys have already chosen. I sent the survey, and you guys opt for the the WhatsApp voice notes and message format. Okay, now then the handout is still saying that now, with the primary goal of discovering useful information and is supporting evidence. I was telling you that you are not just assuming. You are not assuming. We don't deal with assumption. You deal with what? A data-driven evidence to prove that what you've come up with is actually the perfect solution. Are you getting it? So I think then the core philosophy, in a world inundated with data generated every second from social media, sensors, transaction, and more, the ability to make sense of this massive volume is what defines a competent data analyst. It's not having data, but about understanding what it says. Are you getting it? You see, the handout is actually making us understand that you being a data analyst, there is more to it. And it has already categorically stated it that every second data are being generated. every second, data are being what? Are being generated. For sure. And it mentions some of these places where more data are generated. We have the social media, the sensors, transactions, in markets, in schools, data in hospitals, data are being generated. And for you to be able to like make sense of this massive volume of data that are being generated, that is actually what makes you a data analyst, not the tool, not the proficiency in Microsoft Excel. Are you getting it now? So the handout makes us understand that massive data is being generated in seconds. Are you getting it? So now this is just the difference between the big data and the ordinary data. The big data there and the ordinary data, because it make reference to like social media, it make reference to transaction. These are referred to as big data. In the sense that the difference between the big data and the normal data is just the big that has been attached to the big data. In the sense that the big data is voluminous, is big, is mighty in nature. Are you getting it? Compared to the normal data that you have. That's one of the differences. Another one is that the volume at which the data is being generated is very, very high. In a sense, let's say, for example, now let's say we want to take statistic record of the number of transactions that is being carried out in a day. I'm sure even the traditional Excel cannot actually carry this. We are talking about billions of data. We are talking about billions of data. Are you getting it now? So the volume at which the big data is being generated actually makes it different from the normal data that we have. They come in, let me just use a familiar example, a practical example. Let's take, for example, now in this class, if I want to take a statistic record of everybody that is present here, I can do that in a second. I can do that in few minutes. I'm getting the record of everybody here. But let's say, for example, now you go to a market and you want to take the record of those that are present in the market let's say in the next 1 hour. Is impossible. Because why? The volume of the data is very high. And the speed at which this data is being generated is high also. In the sense that in a second, you might not even be able to take the statistics of those that are coming in and going out. Because you see people tripping in and you see people tripping out. You can't even take the record. So that is just the definition of a big data. The volume at which they are being generated is very high. The speed at which they are being generated is also high too. So that's what difference between the big data. That's what the differences between the big data and the ordinary data. So now we said data are being generated every second. You go to hospital, data are being generated. You go to schools, you go to market, and all these data you are seeing, all the data that are being generated, it might be meaningless to some persons, but you as a data analyst, you can actually leverage on them, analyze them, and you will be able to like derive meaningful insight from them. Let's take hospital for a case of study. I'm sure you must have listened to maybe some presentation either in schools or either on live national television. You see somebody will actually predict something, or maybe the person might actually predict a pandemic, and it will come to pass. The person is not using any black magic. A data analyst can actually do that. It's very simple. Let's say, for example, now you visit a hospital, you take the record of their admission. You take the record of their admission. After your analysis, you now notice that there is a particular region. When you now check the list, you now notice that there is a high inflow of a certain disease from a particular region. There is a high inflow of a particular disease from a certain region of the country or a certain region of a state. Are you getting it? Are you getting it now? Maybe when you now analyze the data, you cross-check the trend, you notice that from the trend, you now notice that Maybe yesterday they heard about they admitted 5 persons with the same illness. Today again, they admitted maybe like 10 persons with the same illness. Then maybe if you are able to like analyze for like 5 days, you now notice that as they go by, the inflow, the inflow is getting high. The inflow is getting high. Do you know you can actually predict that? Okay, if if the government did not actually do something about this, maybe report to the concerned agency in terms of such scenario for them to take action, it might actually it might spread, and it might lead towards to a pandemic. That is how COVID-19 actually comes. So with this data like this, you can simply analyze and tell what will happen in the future. You can simply analyze it. You tell what will happen in the future based on your analysis. Are you getting it now? So I'm sure you must have understood. I think the time we even promised to spend has elapsed. So we said the live session is going to be 30 minutes. It won't pass the 30 minutes. Then after that, we'll go back to our group and we'll continue from there. So I don't know if any of you, I think one person somebody asked question about data scientists and data analysts, and I already answered that. Then which other question again? Okay, somebody advice for business based on data analysis from analysts. I told you earlier that I don't know the kind of business you are talking about. I only cited a practical example using using this class as a case study. And I said, for example, somebody wants to go into business. The person don't want to go into the business based on assumption. He or she actually wants a data-driven information. He wants a fact. He wants to go into the business based on fact finding. Are you getting it now? That he wants to be sure that if he goes into this business, he's actually going to make profit. And I was citing a practical example that you as a data analyst, this is a problem in front of you. This is a problem before you. There is need for you to now, before you can move to the next stage. I think I mentioned the stages of data analysis. I think a call was trying to interrupt my. So a call is trying to interrupt my live class. So let me just round it up. So I was explaining that. So in between these two stages, in between these two stages, so I was trying to explain that in between these two stages, which is the problem identification and the data collection, we have a special stage, even if it's not listed. And I was saying something about the analytical thinking, the critical thinking. You should have an investigative mindset. That's one of the key feature also that makes you a data analyst. You must have this investigative mindset. You must have this curiosity in you. You must be this research oriented. If you don't have this quality, forget it. You can't be a data analyst. And even if you have a problem in front of you, you can't solve it. You must have all these qualities. So I think that is that. Let me see. So that's just the reference I make when I was explaining business. So I don't know. Let me scroll through to see if I think data scientists. I've already answered that. Data scientists and data analysts. I've answered that. Uh, so if you, I think we'll just stop here. If you have any question, you can still drop it on the chat box. Okay, what is the difference? Let me see. What is the difference between data analysis and data analytics? Is it just like you're asking what is the difference between data analyst and data analysis? Are you getting it? It's the same thing as you're asking. You said what is the difference between data analysis and data Okay, I'm seeing the question now. What is the difference between data analysis and data analytics? There is no difference. There's no difference. And we've already explained that data analysis is just the process of you um, processing data, processing data, finding patterns, trends, and the rest of it, turning raw data into meaningful information. It's the same thing as data analytics. It's the same thing. There is no difference. I don't know if there is any other question. So if there is no question, I think we'll just stop it here. We said the class is just going to be for 30 minutes and we've already exhausted the 30 minutes. So we'll just close, then we can go back to our group. And if you know you don't have the handouts, kindly send me a message on the WhatsApp. My number is here. I'll drop my WhatsApp number there. You can message me for the handouts so that I will send the handout to you. So what we just explained here is just like 1% of what we have in the handout. We've not even begun the handouts. It's just the first on the course curriculum. I think on the course outline, I think we have about 16. We have about 16 lists on the course outline. And this one we did here now is just the first one. What's data analysis? Are you getting it? So we still have about 15 list item on the course outline. How can this be implemented in an office settings? How can this be implemented in an office settings? It all depends. The implementation of data analysis, it all depends on the problem that is before you. Office settings, there are so many things involved in office settings. Are you getting it? Choosing leadership is part of it. Who's going to head the office is part of it. You have so many other things. Are you getting it? So I don't know which aspect you are talking about. If it is leadership, you can do that with data analysis. It all depends on your level of your thinking, your level of your critical thinking, for you to actually come up with your data set, your structural data set. Are you getting it? And your problem solving skills. All these things I've been mentioning, they are key. Your investigative mindset, being research oriented, it all depends, because you need to sit down and think that, okay, maybe you actually want to select a head of that of that office, or for that department you want to select someone who is going to head it. You can do that with data analyst, and the analyst, if he or she actually know his job, is going to come up with a perfect solution, a data-driven solution based on the problem he or she. So somebody is saying, I joined late due to poor network. Could you please summarize? Will there be recording of this class? Yeah, the recording will be sent to the group. For those of us that are complaining that they can't join, there is a broken link, they can't join,